By the way, new studio is going to look awesome.
From what I've already seen, it already looks so much cleaner and nicer. It's perfect.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I already gave too much information away. But that's a good way to start the show.
Yeah.
People don't know. There's a new studio being built.
Yeah.
So there's a little teaser for some people. We haven't done a show in, what, a month and a half?
Yeah, about that. Right about a month and a half, I think.
We did one after WrestleMania.
Right
and then
after
we did another
WrestleMania.
one.
Yep, and then, yeah.
And then, I'm not going to lie, I have not really been all that focused on WWE. Mainly because this is the time of year post-WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You kind of have that WrestleMania hangover, but also every night I'm watching a Stanley Cup playoff game or an NBA playoff game. And here in Boston, we have the Bruins and the Celtics, or at least we did have the Bruins. They lost to the Panthers, and now they're eliminated. But the Celtics are moving on to the East Finals. What's up with Porzingis? I don't know, but I don't want to sit here and say, I told you so, but...
I mean, it was the fear.
Told you so.
It was the fear everyone had, though, that at one point he's going to fall apart. And they don't, I mean, they did great. I'm not saying that, but they were the superior team. They don't look perfect, though. They need him back.
No, they don't.
They need him back.
They have not, they're going to go into the East Finals against either the Knicks or the Pacers. When's that game 7? Tomorrow night. When we're recording this on a Saturday afternoon, so I think it's going to be Sunday night, that game 7. And it's at MSG, right? I think
it has to be. I think so.
Knicks or Pacers, it doesn't matter. I mean, the Celtics are just so much better than both of those teams.
And the Knicks are banged up, too.
Right? And the Knicks are banged up.
Yeah.
And yet they had some, I don't want to say problems with, all right, I will say, they had some problems with Cleveland, even without Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
That's concerning to me.
There's another concerning thing. Jason Tatum is the best player on the court. Every second he's out there, there's something about him where he just doesn't want to step on their throat and win by himself. There's something that he does not have. Jaylen Brown has it. He does not have it. Marcus, this is where you're missing Marcus Smart. Honestly. Like, there's just some killer instinct that's not there.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I kind of called that. When they made the whole trade, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, not getting Damian Lillard. Now, look, Damian Lillard ended up, I mean, he wouldn't even be healthy right now anyways. He was hurt, right? So that's a non-factor. But the whole, situation, maybe you didn't have to give up Marcus Smart. I just think, and I get what you're saying with Tatum. It can be very frustrating.
He's the best player out there.
I just don't want people to forget last year as we sat here and crushed him. Didn't he put up 50 on the 76ers in that game? Like we know what he's capable of, but that's like you said, that's why it's so frustrating.
Yeah. I'm not arguing he's not the best player out there. He is. Yeah.
He is. It's just
there's more. He's not Kobe.
It's a very strange NBA playoffs with the Celtics. I mean, you look at right now what is ahead of them and then what's ahead of them after that. I think we're all already to the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Exactly.
And maybe they are too. And maybe that's the problem, right? Maybe they need to get kicked in the nuts and go down 2-0. Maybe that's what they need. They need to go down 2-0. They need to lose both games at home in the East Finals, get kicked in the nuts, and then there's your wake-up call, right? And then that's when they sort of take off. Now, nobody in a vacuum, we're not begging for that to happen, but it's like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for the Celtics team to wake up and be that championship team we know them to be, even without Porzingis? I mean, I think when we went on those Porzingis rants during the time of that transaction, to me it was like, with or without Porzingis, the Celtics are a championship caliber team.
They're right there. Yeah, they're right there.
Like just with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum alone. The one thing with the Celtics that I will say they need more than anything, and this is kind of why I was so obsessed with Damian Lillard, is an elite point guard. Not a defensive minded point guard. Not like, Marcus Smart provided that killer instinct. I'm talking about an elite, look around the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's filled with elite point guards. Filled with them.
Yeah, who can score and move
They're
the
everywhere.
Ball. Yeah.
You don't really, now I don't know, people say, oh, Derek White's having a...
Yeah, but Derek White's a bonus. You need him, but that's a bonus.
I'm talking about a bona fide elite point guard.
Yeah.
Superstar point guard. If you had that piece with Tatum and Brown, to me, that's the piece.
Yeah, I think they do have that, but flip the other way in Porzingis because he spaces everything and moves the ball so well. But I do understand what you're saying.
But I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
It's like that elite scoring point guard. Like, we've wanted that for years. But anyways, I mean, look, I didn't want to open with Celtics. That's just where we ended up. Playoff basketball, we have that going here. There's no more playoff hockey. Bruins eliminated.
Rest in peace.
I did not think the Bruins were going to win the cup this year. I mean, credit to Jeremy Swayman, who was standing on his head. But even then, I just real quick, Tuukka Rask stood on his head many times in the playoffs for the Bruins. And then there was those one or two saves he didn't make that we all agree he should have. And that people absolutely crushed him for and said he couldn't win the big one. There were some saves that Swayman needed to make. As good as he played, there were some saves he needed to make. He didn't, even though he was their best player. But it was the same shit with Tuukka at times. And they still crushed Tuukka. I'm just saying, give him the same treatment.
Yeah, people aren't consistent.
They're not going to do that because they love Swayman. They love how he talks.
He's our guy, though,
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why they love him?
Yeah.
Because he's nice to the media. He's good to the media. So how many times did they sit there during the broadcast and go, like, how many times did they remind us of how nice all the times that Jeremy Swayman talked to the media right before the game? No goalie would ever do this. Goalies usually tell their own teammates don't talk to him on game day. But Jeremy Swayman, he loved talking to us.
He's the anti-Belichick,
Yeah, like, when is the media going to realize it's not about you?
Yeah. I mean, no. Never. Yeah.
Never. Especially not when, an NFL kicker gets behind the mic and starts talking about certain stuff. I mean, Harrison Butker. Here's what I got to say, but I do have to get this off my chest. Is the outrage for that justified? No.
No.
Do you have to agree with him? No. Did he have to say it? No. I wish all of that shit didn't happen.
Yeah, I wish it was all not talked
it's
about.
all stuff that, and this is why this is not a wrestling show, but this is one of the reasons why if this show ever became strictly just wrestling, it's because of situations like an NFL kicker. Was it in church?
I think it was like a commencement speech or something.
Commencement speech,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Felt like it was a church setting. I just saw clips and read some comments, and like your head will fucking explode. He said some things about what he feels like the role of a woman should be in the home. And he is a religious person. Is that why I'm like I feel like I'm leaning into the religious thing with this comment?
Exactly.
The point is, we don't need an NFL kicker getting behind a mic, like just
we don't
going off on that rant. And then when he does, here's what else we don't need. We don't need everybody to lose their fucking heads over it because it's not that big of a deal.
And what he said, it wasn't taken out of context. He said what he said, but it was a longer quote. He first said, a lot of you will go on to open businesses, all this on this. He said, a lot of you others will find joys in motherhood. That's essentially what he said. But they only clipped that second half of it.
Yeah, he said what he said.
He definitely said what he said.
It's not the end of the world. You don't have to. But
that's his opinion.
Like, you don't have to agree with him.
But you have the best opinion of this whole thing. He shouldn't have been talking about anything to begin with.
No. Like,
we shouldn't know about any of this.
None of it should have happened. But when Harrison Butker does give the speech, it's like, guys, we cannot function in a civil society if everybody is going to get so butthurt about that comment.
About everything, yeah.
Like, so I can't even like pay attention to sports anymore sometimes because all the sports coverage is all that. And every sports media member needs to go on Twitter with their comments. Like, oh, this is how I feel. Nobody gives a fuck how you feel about it. And if they did the same thing with the COVID vaccine, didn't they? Like and
they do it for more than that. They do it with flags in their bio. They do it for
everything. They did
whatever
it with the whole Ukraine thing.
The new flavor of the week. Whatever the new flavor of the week
is. It's just
you got to flash your badge and then show that you're one of the good guys. I'm one of the good guys.
Yeah, the media just goes on these like power trips where they think
They think they matter. They think they're
so
people.
Annoying. It's so annoying. It's like we don't have to get outraged about everything.
No.
Like we don't have to lose out. It's a comment. You disagree? All right. On to the next thing. He's an NFL kicker.
Yeah.
Why are we giving this so much like credibility? What are we doing? And now you're putting some of his teammates. It's like, well, yeah, some should have to support him now because he's getting crushed by people who are in the spotlight in the media that have a lot of followers. And then this whole thing takes on a life of its own. It's like, all right, that's why you drive us to wrestling full time. Like, that's what we're doing. We're getting out of it because we don't want to be involved in that stupid chaos with a bunch of narcissistic media members and an NFL kicker.
Yeah, it's all narcissistic.
None of it means anything to me. But yet, if I just want to open my phone and try to get some sports news, I can't anymore because we get the media arguing with an NFL kicker over...
Because you can't just enjoy football anymore. Everything has to be everything. Everything has to have every single thing at every time. Yeah. You can't just have an escape to one thing that you like.
No, there's no more escape.
No, it's everywhere. No. And Danny, you're actually a bad person for not letting it everywhere.
Yeah, well.
That's what you're expected. That's what you're expected to believe.
All right, crucify me for not wanting to be involved in this ridiculously stupid argument that everybody's involved. Like... You want to spend your time arguing about what an NFL kicker said?
Yeah, exactly. When you first did the NFL kicker thing, I was like, what did McAfee do?
No, I do want to clarify that because I got to say, I spend a lot of time caring about what Pat McAfee says. I watch the show. I like Pat McAfee. So I shouldn't say what an NFL kicker says. I should say controversial comments from an NFL kicker.
In a commencement speech. Why the hell?
And is it even controversial? It's like, maybe controversial comment. I just don't want to even be a part of any of that. But how can I get my sports news without
your social justice
ducking and dodging through the shots going back and forth? So I do need to clarify. I shouldn't. I'm not going on the Peyton Manning idiot kicker rant. I don't mean to do that because Pat McAfee, I think he has a great show, and I think
it's the best show. I think it's taken over sports.
Yeah, I don't let jealousy turn to envy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. I'm jealous of everything Pat McAfee's done.
Yeah, but you got to use it to fuel yourself, not envy. That's the other.
No, he does a good job.
It's great. Yeah.
So I don't think we should. I was wrong to put him in that category. Yeah. But you get what will get what I'm saying. Yeah. Like we don't want to do this. And nobody whatever Harrison Butker said, nobody wants to really do this. The only people that do want to do it are the media members that are looking for this shit. Yeah. Like they want
and then the people
outrage.
Who recreationally engage in it. Like it's like a drug to them.
Yeah. We don't want to be a part of that. But it's why, it pushes us into the wrestling thing. Though before we get into some wrestling, the Tom Brady roast. Yeah. We got to touch upon that.
Yeah.
I mean, because we were sitting here before we started recording, and we're like, well, what's going on outside of playoffs? What is even happening out there? We'll get into the Patriots and the draft and Drake Maye and the new quarterback and that situation, but the roast of Tom Brady. And I texted you about this. Now, I don't think there's any way Tom Brady knew what he was getting involved in, right? Because why would you do
fully.
This is what I've been battling. I've been battling internally. I'm like, why would Tom Brady do that to himself? And the only answer I can come up with is that he didn't know what he was getting himself into.
Yeah.
Right?
I think he did. He's the executive producer of it. So that's one thing. So he knew, and I don't buy that they do these things in silence. Like he knew some jokes that were coming back. I know he didn't just read a list of the jokes, but you just heard things. You're on his people heard things. I don't believe Tom Brady just blindly walked into this.
You think he okayed all of, you think he had those guys give all the jokes?
No, but I think he gets whispers back of what's going on. They're talking about your wife getting banged by
some real awkward stuff there.
But they didn't do certain things. They didn't do Bob Kraft. They did. Well, they
did. And then Brady got up. Come on, is that real?
I don't know if I've watched a few interviews of people on the roast. Nikki Glaser, what's his face?
I can't watch her. She's everywhere.
She was great on the roast though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a look. The whole I have an issue with the whole comedy scene, like the whole mainstream.
So I might have a whole different problem
Comedy
with the roast than you. So this is good.
You do.
Yeah.
Why? What was your problem with the roast?
Fucking Bob Kraft.
What do you mean?
Bob, it was that the whole thing was orchestrated partially in Bob Kraft. I believe that they were told not to talk about Bob Kraft. Also stuff about his kids. I think that was off.
You think Bob Kraft went in there and was like, no, nobody say anything about my kids?
No. I think Tom Brady's kids was off the table.
Oh, Tom Brady's kids.
And I think anything about Bob Kraft was off the table also. I think that's kind of, I'm almost sure about that. But then like the whole thing, they almost like forced, like, he had to be the good guy. He had to be there toasting with Bill and Tom. They like, that whole thing, I believe, was 100% forced by Bob Kraft being there. I hate it too. Like it felt so phony, that part. That's the biggest phony part of the night.
My thing with it is, one, again, I don't know why Tom Brady would
do it.
Yeah. Because the whole thing felt like a little too forced. When did they announce they were doing this roast? Didn't it feel like it was like last minute, like rushed, thrown together last minute?
Yeah, I think it was like a month before. I think I might have heard about it. Yeah, so probably a little thrown together.
What is the deal with the mainstream comedy scene?
So you're saying like probably the Austin guys now, mostly.
The what?
The Austin guys, Tony Hinchcliffe.
The Austin?
Yeah, Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. I'm like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah. It used to be the Bret Hart guys.
Austin, Texas. No, I'm a big Tony Hinchcliffe guy. The only one that I was happy to see there was Tony Hinchcliffe. That's Tony.
He killed too.
Tony Hinchcliffe, that is his thing.
Yeah.
Roasts are his thing.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody up there was in their element more than Tony Hinchcliffe. I know obviously the guy
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross, maybe him.
No, but Nikki Glaser killed too.
He can't touch Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think the guy Ross is kind of annoying. Hinchcliffe is the best.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like the whole group, like the dude who takes his shirt off all the time.
Oh, Bert.
It's like, dude, I don't need to fucking see
Bert and
you
Tom.
there.
They crashed and burned. Bert and Tom.
You think they're on that?
That was the worst of the night.
Are they on that level, those two guys?
I mean, if you're looking at ticket numbers, yeah, but no, I don't. Not right now, at least.
Yeah, there just seems to be like in the comedy scene.
No one's making more money than Bert.
Like, so those guys are all the Rogan guys, right?
Yeah.
It's just a little too cliquey for me.
But I think that came more from Netflix. I think they're Netflix guys now.
Oh, are they?
They've sold.
Like, I'm glad Rogan wasn't there. Because if Rogan was there, it would have been like way too cliquey for me.
Yeah, I don't think he does any stuff like that. It was more of the.
And I like Rogan, so I'm like glad. I'm not like.
You glad he was like spared of it?
Like like the people I like that weren't there. Like I'm glad they weren't there because the whole thing seemed completely douchey to me. Honestly, it was a fucking douche fest.
Yeah. Honest.
Like everyone loved it and was like, "Oh, it was great." And I'm watching it going, I think everyone looks like a fucking douchebag. That's serious.
Everybody?
Other than Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
No, Hinchcliffe. I think
Gronk did all right. I think.
No, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm not saying they didn't do all right and there wasn't funny stuff. The entire show as a whole was a fucking douche fest.
Yeah. But you just might not like roast.
No, I like roasts.
Okay.
This seemed forced, unnecessary, douchey as fuck.
Yeah.
And the clickiness of those comedians all together, yeah, I'm all set with it. There's just a lot of things in the comedy scene I don't get. You know, it's kind of like the sports media where it's like everybody's you can tell they're all insecure.
Yeah.
You can tell they're all insecure. I don't know if they know it. I don't think they'll ever know it, but I can tell they're all fucking insecure.
Yeah. Everybody is though.
But no, I'm saying within other people in the comedy industry, but they're just too cliquey. They all do each other's shows and they're all jerking each other off. It's like, guys, I don't need to see you fucking people every show that I watch.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to do a roast? Fine. But do we need all of yous there? Like, no.
I think it was a click, but I think it was.
I didn't like it.
I think they're all Netflix people. I think if we looked into it, all those people have Netflix deals.
Then fuck Netflix. I hated it. I just hated it. I hated everything about it. And I think I texted you that right after.
Yeah.
Because everybody was loving it.
Yeah.
I also, there's something about me, and maybe this speaks more to like...
You have like a contrarian nature a little bit.
Well, no, I just have like, if something's okay and everybody over the top loves it too much,
something wrong with it.
I'm like, all right,
I
that's
have
enough.
some of that too.
Like, that's enough. Yeah. I get it. You liked it. I get it. There was some funny parts, but yeah, it was a little too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't that fun. It was funny. Wasn't that funny?
It didn't need to be 3 hours long. That's another thing. It was a little too long.
It's douche-fest. And
Who did you like other than like for like the non-comedians?
Belichick.
Like? Yeah, Belichick. I liked.
How do you not love Bill Belichick?
I like Bledsoe a lot too. I thought Bledsoe.
Oh yeah, love
great.
Bledsoe.
I thought he did great.
Yeah, Bledsoe's my guy.
Yeah,
love Bledsoe. But I wish he wasn't there. I love Bledsoe that much. Like Bledsoe, Drew, sit this one out. This is going to be a douche fest. Do you want to be a part of this? And then you were a part of it. Yeah. And then they do like the follow-up podcast together. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, Drew wants a little money. Drew can tap that.
He's making some money selling that wine.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but everyone always
little
wants
double
more.
back wine.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Free plug, Drew.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a.
I like
give me a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was.
I'm not a big fan of roast, so I kind of think they're corny, which is probably what you're feeling too. Like,
no, I like roast.
See, I don't. There's very few I've liked, at least in like the modern age. Like, I can't think. Like the Bieber one was terrible. Who else? I can't remember any of them now.
No, you know what it was too? Maybe I'm not explaining it. It felt like everybody wanted to be a part of the Tom Brady roast. And there is part of me, it's like, Tom Brady is Oz. He's Oz.
Yeah.
You fucking goofy comedian clique, you can't fucking have him.
You don't get this.
What do you no.
But Tom,
stay out of our lives.
But Tom is a star fucker. Tom loves that shit.
Yeah,
Tom's been a Hollywood star fucker the entire time.
He's got to cut the shit and come back and play one more season with Drake Maye as his backup. Get Drake Maye ready.
Your soul, Tom.
Maybe Joe Milton instead.
Yeah.
Patriots took 2 quarterbacks in the draft. Is that a good segue? Yeah. I mean, unless we have something else to say about that douchey roast.
It's over.
I hated it.
Is comedy back though? People replaced that, said that.
Where did it go?
Where did it go?
This is what I hate about that comedy clique too. They like take credit for like bringing comedy back. It's like, no, dude, I was still laughing at shit. Yeah. Just because you weren't doesn't mean you brought comedy back. Who the fuck are you? Yeah. Oh, you went on Rogan a couple of times? Nice job, dickhead. Nobody gives a fuck outside of your clique.
Yeah.
I think it's. Now, I love Tony Hinchcliffe. That's the problem. And I'm a big fan of Rogan, too. But they got their minions I'm just not a fan of. Because I think they think, like you said, they saved comedy. No, you fucking didn't.
That was the weirdest comment.
Fuck off.
That comment popped up everywhere. Everyone wanted to say that, too. Is edgy comedy back? Edgy comedy's been there if you want
comedy.
Yeah. It's been there.
It's called reruns of Chappelle's Show.
No, there's plenty of people. There's plenty of people out there.
Yeah. And there's people that they won't put on there because they say, but then they're not cool until that group accepts them.
Yeah.
Right? And there's still some people they won't accept because they're a little too...
Well, part of it is still like East Coast, West Coast. Those were mostly... Well, no, I guess there was a couple East Coast people in there too, but mostly West Coast.
Great segue, though. We should talk about that. Yeah. The beef.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. That was the big story.
We were sitting here going, what happened that we could talk about? Kendrick Lamar and Drake, because I do have another, I feel like, unique take on the Kendrick Lamar-Drake beef than most people. Because I'm reading, and I'm actually very surprised. Here's how I would describe the Kendrick Lamar-Drake beef. And you know what? This is going to go over some people's heads. Because this is a wrestling analogy.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But let me ask you this. Are you...
See, I'm not a fan enough of either of them. So, like, I had to, like, really do work to kind of follow it. To follow, like, some of the things in the raps. And, like, so I had to, like, actually, like, I had to, like, read it like a history book, kind of. It's like, because I really don't have any opinion.
Listen to it like a...
No, but then I had to read it, though. And, like...
Oh, you went online and...
Yeah, and like had to like look up things.
Kendrick Lamar, to me, is the AEW of music.
His fans...
Drake is the WWE.
Dude, that's a great analogy. His fans specifically, it's AEW.
If you're not a wrestling fan, I just feel bad for you for not getting that analogy, but I feel like I nailed it, right? Kendrick Lamar is the AEW of music, and Drake is the WWE of music.
Yeah, you can't deny that. Yeah.
It's just like, who won the beef? Who won the beef? Honestly, Drake's Family Matters, to me, won the beef. It's 7. And now, Kendrick Lamar, he had the They're Not Like Us, which is actually a catchy song, catchy beat. But that's the one thing I'll say about Kendrick Lamar is that he's a masterful lyricist. Like, he's a rapper. Like, he's gonna rhyme and he's gonna
it's like pure wrestling.
Yeah, it's like AEW. I don't know how else to describe it. You just gotta know.
Yeah.
You just gotta know. Where Drake creates music, right? And he does it in all different ways. Like, he's a legitimate artist. And I'm not trying to... I don't not like Kendrick Lamar. Now, this is where the AEW comparison will come in, because Kendrick Lamar's fans might hear this and fucking hate me for saying that. But I don't not like him. Like, he's good at what he does. But he can't do as much as Drake does. And so when I see this and I'm paying attention to this beef, the reason I don't like it is because from Kendrick Lamar's standpoint, it comes off as... He comes off as a very jealous individual of Drake's success. That's it. He comes off as very jealous. It reeks jealousy. Kendrick Lamar, his side of the beef with Drake, reeks jealousy of Drake. And that's a problem to me. I don't like that. I fucking actually despise that shit. Like, jealous to a point where you're gonna get personal with it and create this whole thing, and it's like, I know you're selling records because of it. At the end of the day, it is like wrestling, because they're all working us.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Sell their albums.
Because they basically put an album together. They each did 4 songs, right? So they have an 8-track album. Like, if you think about it,
is that what it is? Yeah.
Is that what's really?
I don't think Drake put out 4.
Okay, yeah.
I think Kendrick Lamar on one of them responded with 2 quick ones 10 minutes afterwards, and it was like, whoa. And then Drake put out Family Matters. And I thought that was it. But again, I'm a little biased because I'm more of a Drake fan.
Okay.
I like Drake's music and the different things that he does. Kendrick Lamar does seem like, he does one thing. He does it great. But Drake to me is, he's more main. To me, Drake feels like the more mainstream.
I think that there's no arguing that. I don't think.
But no, the Kendrick Lamar fans will argue that.
Yeah, but they're in too deep. They're AEW people.
They're AEW, exactly. That's what it is. They think they're more mainstream than WWE. They're not.
It's Daniel Bryanson. Brian, not Brian.
Brian Danielson, not Daniel Bryan. How many other shows would compare the Drake Lamar beef to wrestling? But I think we nailed it. Who won? I don't fucking know. I'm not telling you that Drake won. I think when Drake put out Family Matters, to me,
I think it's good for both of them.
To me, that was the best.
The best of
it all. But the hardcore Kendrick Lamar fans will say They're Not Like Us is the best. But that is one of the very few songs of Kendrick Lamar's that I actually like. Because there's a catchy tune in the background. I feel like most of the Kendrick Lamar stuff is like underground stuff that is pushed mainstream. But to me, I'm like, it's just not for me. Yeah. And the Drake stuff, it's automatically mainstream because it's that good. WWE can do anything with anybody. And it's going to be on USA Network, Fox. It's going to sell as a PLE on Peacock. Yeah. It's going to sell T-shirts. You're going to get all the merchandise sales. You're not going to get that mainstream, I don't think, with Kendrick Lamar, but all his fans are going to push it as if they should or they do. I mean, I just don't think it's reality. But there's serious jealousy there. And again, I'm kind of on the outside looking in, right? And it's it just seems like there's jealousy because I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan. Maybe I'm biased because I am a Drake fan. But I'm in the minority here.
Oh, you definitely are.
Because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Kendrick Lamar won and it's not even close. I'm not saying that Drake won. I'm saying I don't think Kendrick Lamar won. Like, I think that's like to just say, oh, he won that battle. Like, I don't think so. I think you're biased and you're not willing to. They're not even willing to admit that Family Matters was legitimate.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Yeah, that was the story we were talking about.
Yeah,
we were like, what did we miss? Like, what happened that we didn't talk about?
And is it over? Are there going to be more tracks? Do you think it's over? Because it's been a little quiet.
No.
Yeah.
They would be stupid to end that.
Yeah. I think they're probably talking to each other.
No. Maybe.
It might not have started them,
well,
but
I'm trying to think from a business.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
how much
business,
money
like,
can we spin off this for the next 16
obviously,
weeks?
Kendrick Lamar and Drake are. You can think whatever you want about them. They're obviously great businessmen.
Yeah.
And if they're great of businessmen as I think they are, Kendrick Lamar is probably putting a whole album together. Drake is probably putting a whole album together.
It's like an arms race.
Enough with the solo single songs coming out.
Yeah.
Just put the album together.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they're doing that. So no, it's not over. They'd be dumb to end it without putting out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just it's going to be a wait and see. Because you don't want to put your album out first. Unless Kendrick Lamar. So
it's like a Cold War.
He seems like kind of like a psychopath where he's got the one album ready to go, and then he's currently working on his second album so that he puts his out. Yeah, he's going to be ready with a second album to fire back at Drake's response album. I don't know. You know what? I don't know that Drake's going to stay involved though.
Yeah, it has to happen soon.
Drake makes music though. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
I think it's subjective still though. It's still subjective.
Yeah, because what I consider to be music, someone else might not. So I get it. Either way, good for both of them. I mean, they're both making a ton of money off this.
I've paid more attention to Drake and Kendrick Lamar and I bet I'm in the minority where everybody was like, I knew who these people were, but I've actually literally never paid any attention to them.
So Drake, whenever he was
the crippled kid in Canada.
Yeah. Look, there's accusations there that you got to take seriously, right? Like, I don't think.
They're just straight videos that are weird, yeah.
What's true and what's not, I have no idea. But just from an entertainment, music perspective.
Yeah, that's the only way I look at it.
You know, full disclosure, whenever Drake comes out with an album, like, I listen to it right away. Like, working out, going for a run, or I'm walking somewhere. That's
your soundtrack. Yeah,
that's my soundtrack. Like, I love it. And I'll listen to it multiple times to pick a couple songs out that I really like, put it on my playlist for my workouts. And I don't do that with Kendrick Lamar. It's just not for me. And so again, there's bias here. There's going to be bias with all these arguments for this beef.
Yeah.
So,
but it's fun though. When was the last time there was a good rap?
Yeah, you just don't want it to get to like Drake's bodyguard got shot.
Yeah, because that's fucking dumb people though. Just
I don't know that's. I don't think
it's just some nut going in the house and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna like." It's just there's too many.
Like I just think crazy. I think Kendrick Lamar.
He didn't do that.
It's not. No, he's not an idiot.
No, he did not do that. It's just some crazy person. Like
Kendrick Lamar's probably a very smart person.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's happening.
He's into any of that. Yeah.
So they're making money. They're making money.
And it's fun.
Making money.
And it is wrestling. Wrestling's the perfect analogy.
It's professional wrestling. Yeah. But let make no mistake about it. The Kendrick Lamar fans are AEW fans. So and the Drake fans, Drake is WWE. Yeah. It's so true.
It is.
And if you don't get that analogy, look it up. I can't help you. But we'll try. Have you been paying attention to WWE?
A little bit. But then again, like I only float around like the Bloodline storyline, and I like whatever they're.
What do you think about the Bloodline storyline? Because there's no more Roman.
There's no meat on the bone. I'll say that. So it's up to it's up to the Hall of Famer Paul Heyman to take it, but
The legend.
yeah.
No Roman, no Rock. You got Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and the third member there. I'm blanking on his name.
One of the Usos.
No, this is crazy. I know exactly who he is from New Japan Pro. I'm just blanking on his name. Anyways, it'll come to me. But that's the new Bloodline. It's led by Solo Sikoa. And Paul Heyman, like we said, the legend, has to carry this thing now. Because this Bloodline, how would I describe it? You ever go online and you buy like a sweatshirt and it fits great, and then you throw it in the dryer and it doesn't fit anymore afterwards?
It's a little off.
It's
just
like they threw the Bloodline in the dryer.
Yeah. I think it's like a veg. It's like a veg.
Is that a good analogy?
I think
it's a smaller Bloodline. It's not really suiting our needs right now as wrestling fans trying to stay involved. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not really keeping me. Again, we have other things we've been watching: NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. But yeah, it's like they took the Bloodline, they threw them in the dryer.
Yeah,
and they shrunk a little bit.
We're getting
like your favorite sweatshirt.
We're getting the B team, but it's like a slow roll though. Like it is gonna all gel back together, so it's gonna be fun. It is fun to still because you know how well they've crafted this Bloodline storyline.
Of course.
So and they're still doing it. It's just a little slower now because The Rock has to go, Roman has to go for now. But I think it's all gonna be a nice payoff. I really do.
Oh, the payoff's gonna be great. It's just, what are they selling us right now? So they've.
Yeah, it's
Cody versus Logan Paul,
which you called. Like I can't imagine a more lame duck champion who's done like it hasn't even been that long, and
it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault at all. He's the baby face. What else is he gonna do? There's no one else for him. I know it's not his fault. It's never their fault.
A world that.
But you called it. You knew that was gonna happen.
How do I phrase this? In a world filled with superheroes, we always seem to need a villain. That make sense? Like, we need the bad guy. We need the heel. And that's especially true in wrestling. That's in life, but especially true in wrestling. And I say, like, even in the real world, like, all these people, there
has to be a good and a bad
need
guy.
Donald Trump in their life.
Yeah.
You know, they need the guy that they hate. It's fucking fuel every morning.
Well, because it reaffirms they're on the right side. That's what it is. Yeah.
And so, like, and entertainment in wrestling, it's always run off. I mean, yeah, there was the golden era where it was like, you needed the Hulk Hogan's. Was that the golden era? Is that what they called it?
Yeah.
Right? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I would call that
like the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, ran off the good guys at that point, right? But we're in a different time right now where, like, everybody's outraged about everything. We almost need the negativity in our life. We need the bad guys. We need the Drake Kendrick beefs.
Yeah.
Right? We need the Tom Brady roasts. Right? That's fucking inject that into our veins. We need Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. We need the heel Rock. Never been hotter. A bad guy Rock in 2024. We need that storyline. So then you have all of that stuff, and then you get Cody Rhodes, like the ultimate babyface, the babyface of all babyfaces. And even Logan Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as they're trying to make him a heel, he's still kind of a likable guy, right? Like, to me at least.
I don't hate him.
I don't hate him.
I
just have respect for him. I think he's doing stuff that's just...
He's maximized the opportunity.
It's like, how are you doing it?
Yeah, he's absolutely maximized the opportunity.
He just keeps winning.
Yeah, with great matches too. Like there's always 2 or 3 spots in the matches where you're like,
I'm saying in
shit.
life.
That's true too.
He's just winning in life.
That's true.
Those guys.
True. Yeah.
Good for them. So you got Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. Now, you think they're gonna? Cody Rhodes is not losing to Logan Paul.
No, it makes no sense.
But so we're looking at a unification, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say unification, I mean like of the physical look of the title, because people have teased like the American Nightmare, because the eagle is on the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
Kind of like the winged eagle that people have teased that Cody's going to bring back. The title his father never won. Is that why they're like, are they going to make Cody the U.S. champion and the WWE champion and blend those titles together specifically for him to make it look like the Winged Eagle belt?
If they do that, they pull me right back in if they do that. That's 100%. They're not doing that, though.
You don't think so?
They're not split. Why would they unify that belt?
Maybe it just doesn't do it for him anymore.
Yeah. Things
are changing, man. Look at even the entrances are small. Remember I said I liked those for Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah.
I might have, now that I'm seeing them every week, I'm not so sure I like them every week.
I agree. I completely agree. I like
But they are making changes.
Looks. Yeah. But why get rid of that title when that other title is so easily that needs to be taken away? Like the McMahon family crest. The U.S. title seems.
I don't know. The World Championship, the look of it, the more I see it, the more it's growing on me.
Okay.
It is growing on me.
Yeah. They got to do something with it still, though. Like they still haven't. Seth Rollins had that belt and did nothing for me. So.
Yeah, CM Punk's going to get it.
They got to create. That's what they need. They need someone to make that a belt.
Punk's going to get it. You got to give Punk a title. It's unfortunate that he's hurt.
Yeah.
But CM Punk needs to win a championship here.
Yeah.
Has to. There's just too much. Though, has the buzz decreased because of his injury? Yeah, it has. But I mean, I just think, what are you hearing? A beeping?
Yeah, my phone's
beeping. Is it your phone? I was going to say, is it construction outside? They're doing construction outside with us, outside in Salty. And the construction is just what they're doing to us with this construction.
Yeah, they said it's
annoying.
They said it's for the future. I'm like, I don't care what the future. I want it right.
I mean, my water has been dirty. Any water that comes out of any faucet in my apartment has been dirty off and on. And it smells, even when it looks clean, it smells strange. But they're doing all this digging out here, and they've been doing it for like a month. And I don't know what is happening. I really don't.
And there's weeks of more work going. And they're doing every street. They already did 5th Street. They're going to do.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, anyways, before we were rudely, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, obviously Cody's not going to lose. That's in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring. Yeah, I mean, they're doing what they can post WrestleMania, losing two of their biggest stars in The Rock and Roman, trying to make it work with a babyface in a time in which the heels seem to be the most popular people in the world, not just in wrestling, as we mentioned.
Plus, after you just had the highest high of storylines, too. Yeah. So it's always going to be tough.
They are having WrestleMania in Vegas. Remember we said that?
Yeah.
We said it could be Vegas. People were saying Minnesota. I was like, I think Vegas is what's going to happen. So they're going to do that in Vegas. That should be interesting. Some people have wondered if Vince McMahon is going to start his own wrestling company. He's fighting back on that, you know.
Yeah,
and it hasn't really got a lot of publicity.
The only thing I would say he's probably not gonna. He's old. It's a lot of work. If he's gonna have to start, it's gonna be a tough job to start one. Even if you're Vince McMahon.
I tell you what, he's fighting back on that. They actually said that there's text messages in which this girl Janelle Grant was like begging him for this stuff.
Yeah,
for the stuff that they talk about in this lawsuit.
And we only did get one side of it.
And again, we got text messages that show her accepting to all of this crazy shit. You know, not to say that like we're into that, but you get what I'm saying. Like these accusations, you know, if somebody wants this to happen, like I just think people are they want to throw Vince McMahon in jail. But as we've said, let's hear both sides of the story. Let's let this thing play out.
What if he doesn't start his own? But what if he walks into AEW and says, "Let's make a deal"? Because if you have Vince, I don't know, like that makes me look at, because I don't think there's going to be a third.
I don't know.
There's not going to be a third major wrestling. There's just not.
Why not?
Because it's just the way it's. There's almost not enough room for AEW. It feels like.
No, I think if you did it the right way. I mean, you would really have to. The problem that Vince will run into is the whole corporate not wanting to be affiliated
with Vince,
with the name.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the Khans would want to be affiliated with Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Because of all this. You know, the Khans own more than wrestling. You know, they have football. They have football.
Yeah.
Football and football. Like, they got a lot going on. It's like, do we need this?
Yeah.
And then you have to also, like, weigh the pros of Vince bringing him into your wrestling. Like, okay. Like, he's got the history of building something special.
But did he lose his fastball last couple of years? Yeah, but
that's when he was younger. That's when...
Yeah, because, like, you kind of can argue that it's been better. Like, I didn't want him to leave. I loved Vince McMahon because I grew up watching him. But I think that wrestling's been as good as it's ever been for a long time. And was Vince the one holding it back? Did he lose his fastball? That happens.
Paul, I'm going to say something right now. It's not going to be a popular opinion, as most of the things I say are unpopular opinions. But there's a lot of stuff that, and I can't even like explain what it is, but there's different, like, yeah, they're doing different video cuts, but they're overdoing it now. I think
they've gone too far.
They've gone too far because they're doing some stuff where it really looks and feels really different right now from what the things that I watch.
Yeah,
and I'm actually going, stop, guys. Like, enough. I get it. Vince isn't here anymore. Kevin Dunn's not here anymore. We get it. But calm the fuck down. You know, people wanted to change. They just wanted you to keep it fresh. They don't want the fucking complete revamp. Like, stop. And I can't even pinpoint what this is. But you got to see it. It's certain camera cuts. It's lighting in the stadiums. It's the entrance ways. It's, guys, calm the fuck down. Because there's some stuff I'm really starting not to like. And you don't want to lose me. And I'm saying me in general, like the people that I represent as your fan base, as a not necessarily a season ticket holder, but somebody who does watch a lot and is your average WWE fan. Like, there's just a lot of stuff they're doing I don't like. Yeah. And I can't pinpoint what it is. It's just the look and the feel and the sound. I just feel like they're trying to change too much. Don't change too much.
Just for the sake of changing.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
You can, yeah, I can see that. It's almost like they're not changing it too much. It's like they moved everything in your apartment a couple inches to the right. Everything's just a little askew. I can see that.
Yeah. There's a different feel to it. And I don't even know what it is.
And that's almost intoxicating. Changing something for the sake of changing something after you had this big boss just leave. I can understand how you can let that get kind of out of control.
You know what's weird where I sense it most? Maybe this is it, actually, now that I'm thinking. It's in promos. When guys in WWE are cutting promos now, there's a different feel to the promos. You know what it is?
What?
They're way too loose.
It's almost like it's a backstage.
Everybody is way too loose.
They're not. You know what I mean? They're not being wrestlers.
No, they don't have to go backstage and see Vince if they fuck up. Everything's too conversational, too open-ended. Everyone's like, oh, everything used to be so scripted. It's like, yeah, there was a fucking reason for it. It was good and it worked. To me, it's too loosey-goosey right now. Like when I see Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre is doing great. The CM Punk stuff is great, but there's some of it where I'm like, this feels a little too like, you get what I'm saying?
Almost like too homemade.
This isn't a conversation.
Yeah.
This is a promo. It's too conversational. I might not be making any sense to people right now. I just know how I feel and what I'm sensing. I'm thinking this out now. This is my stream of consciousness. I'm when people are cutting promos, everybody's a little too loose. Even the commentary team is a little too loose. That's because they don't have Vince in their ear. People seem to exhale when Vince was gone. And everyone thought that's immediately a good thing because this guy was constantly... It's like, yeah, but you know what? There's a reason. You always have to be working for someone else.
You don't think Triple H is doing it?
No,
I think
he is, but I think Triple H is probably sensing like a new age of
people
who are sensitive, who, that's what it is. Everyone's sensitive now, right? I mean, we started talking about the Harrison Butker stuff and everybody getting all fucking outraged and getting their panties in a bunch. It's like, listen, calm the fuck down.
And people who never heard of him before, too.
Yeah, but I think Triple H is probably in a situation where he doesn't want to be Vince. He hears the criticism of that.
Yeah, especially now. Why the hell would you want to be Vince?
But
vilified.
I do feel like it's a little too loosey-goosey. Everyone's a little too loose.
Yeah.
Well, you work for someone still. Like, yeah, you want to have fun with what you're doing. But there's just something going on. I don't know. I don't want to say the inmates are running the asylum.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to get too close to that. It's a little closer to that today than it was yesterday.
Yeah. It's on the doomsday clock.
Yeah, I mean, look, that industry is like, and I'm dealing with it now because I do some stuff with a certain wrestling company at the moment, which is, maybe there's some news there happening as well. And just dealing with the talent. There's a certain, like, when you're outside of the industry, the wrestling industry, and you hear like the stigma of the boys in the room, all of that shit's true. Like, there's just a certain way they see things, the talent in professional wrestling. And it's like, why the fuck are you looking at it like that? Like, did you just, like, what, you watched a documentary on Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, so you think you have to act like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you don't. Be a normal fucking human. You have to work for someone. When someone's paying you, you work for them. Doesn't matter what you fucking want. You work for someone.
Yeah.
And when someone's paying you, you don't just go off and start bad-mouthing them to others within the industry. There's a time and a place maybe for this, because I'm hearing stuff coming back at me with some other stuff. It's like, all right, how stupid do you have to be to badmouth the person who's paying you and making you look like $1 million on a YouTube video for an independent wrestling show with 20 people in the building?
30
people in the building.
I was there, I remember.
But that mindset works its way into professional wrestling with his big money being thrown around. And it's like the good thing about Vince McMahon, and Twitter trolls won't understand this, but like, you work for someone. I don't care if you like this or not.
Yeah, if you signed up, play ball. Yeah.
Like, you work for someone.
Yeah.
And I just feel like with Vince gone, it's a little too loosey-goosey where everyone's like, oh, Vince is gone. We can do what we want. We can say what we want. We can be loose. We can have this conversation. It ain't hitting the same way, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not hitting the same way. It really isn't. And even like CM Punk. I love CM. No one's a bigger fan of CM Punk than me. But some of his promos seem it's a little too loose. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense.
I haven't felt it, but yeah, it does make sense.
And it's not like, how am I going to put this? Man, I just want to describe this. I want to describe this better. It's like when somebody had a promo under the Vince McMahon era and they said something that maybe like crossed the line. It was like a whoa moment. Now it's just like a bunch of people saying things that cross the line, but you've eliminated the line. So now it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just a psychopath.
You might just miss Roman Reigns.
I miss Roman Reigns that much that I just am fucking all over the place. Maybe. I acknowledge the tribal chief. So, all right. That's pretty much. Oh, real quick. Drake Maye, Patriots. We didn't get into that, but how long have we been going for? We've been going for a while, right?
About an hour. Right around.
I mean, it's what we expected.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm excited. It goosed me a little bit for the Patriots. I was a little down on the Patriots. Now I'm like, all right, I kind of do want to watch this kid. Like, I kind of want to see where this goes. So it's the best thing that could have happened.
There's one thing. He did a video with Drake Maye after he got drafted. Kofi Kingston, from WWE, Patriots fan, gave him the title. And like Drake Maye didn't know how to put the fucking title over his shoulder.
I did see.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you, dude? How do you not know how to put that championship over your shoulder? Right? You like held it like, however he held it. I was like,
I forgot about that.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Are you trying to get me to not like you?
Immediately?
No, I mean nothing can be worse than Mac Jones' strut to the podium on draft night in his oversized suit.
Yeah. And we should have known immediately with Mac Jones.
No, I did. Yeah. I know. When he was walking to that, I go, this isn't going to work. Yeah. I said that. I texted some people. I go, you see him walking? This Mac Jones thing isn't going to work. And it didn't. No. And now he's in Jacksonville as a backup going, Duval. Yeah. Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, someone has to take social media away from that kid. They really do. Like, just be a backup for a couple of years and figure this out, kid.
But Patriots, Drake Maye, where do they go from here? I have no idea.
Second toughest schedule in the league, or
is
something?
it? You know what? I didn't even look at the schedule.
I think they said something like that. Bad bye week, very late. So they get no favors, but
yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Look. I really think it's gonna be fun.
I tell you what, I've just felt so disconnected from the Patriots since Brady left.
Yeah.
That it is going to be good to have a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm looking at it too.
I just, there's some things with, Gerard Mayo, the coach, talk about being too loose.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Gerard Mayo doesn't want to continue to lean into the Bill Belichick style. Why wouldn't you want to do that? You have the luxury of being a Bill Belichick guy. Yeah. I could see if
but I think that's like the Crafts. I think that's influence of the Crafts. I think he was.
Good point.
I think he was.
Right. Yeah,
I think he was picked because of the Kraft influence over him, and not even Jonathan Kraft. Now.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's just to me, it's I could see if you brought in a coach from another organization that had no ties to Belichick, and it's hey, we're doing it a different way.
Completely different.
All right.
Yeah.
But Mayo, you're a Belichick guy.
Yep.
I mean, I covered the Patriots as a reporter in the room with my recorder in front of Gerard Mayo as a linebacker. We would talk to him every Wednesday in front of his locker. As one of the team captains. And he didn't give you shit. He was Bill Belichick to a T, with his answers. He bought in. And it's dude, we all know that you are a Bill Belichick guy. One of the ultimate Bill Belichick guys.
Yeah.
And now you're going to lose that? You should be leaning into it, using that to your advantage.
Yeah, but go back to who signs his paychecks. Go back to that same thing.
Your boy.
Yeah.
Bob Kraft.
And you got to do your job. He still is doing his job. It's not mandated from Belichick.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to Gerard Mayo's press conferences, there's still, you can tell there's some of it there. He's opening up differently than Belichick would, but there's still some of it you can be that's a Belichick answer.
Can't go away, right? It can't completely
Not totally.
Away. Yeah.
But Drake Maye, I think we expected that to happen.
The day before, though, there was rumors that they were going to trade down. And I was like,
I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that.
That was it.
Was it going to be Jaden Daniels, or Drake Maye? That was the real only question.
Yeah.
I wanted Daniels. I told you that for a while. I told you that. And then it became Drake Maye. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's got a big arm. They say he's got work to do.
Yeah.
I would love if Brady came back and did 1 year. And Maye could work behind him, but that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
If you wanted to bring in a veteran for 1 year, I don't know who's out there to do one more season, and
it seems ideal to me, but that doesn't look like what's happening.
No, it's not going to happen. But we'll just have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it. We got anything? We're not going to do baseball talk because baseball is just non-existent.
Sad, but it's true.
It is sad. It's very sad. I used to love baseball. But if you look at the Red Sox lineups, it's just sad. And I know, look, there's hope, right? It's just they have so many injuries. And again, this is a time, there's so much going on in playoffs with basketball and hockey that there's only so much you can watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You only have so much time to watch this shit. And I am all in on the playoffs when they are going on. So we've been watching that. And so I don't know when do you want to, we'll do another one maybe. I think we should wait. Let's see if the Celtics get to the finals.
Yeah.
And then we'll do another show. They should get there. Get there. Who do they play? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who they're going to play. Dallas, Denver?
Yeah, who knows? I really don't know either.
Kyrie Irving against the Celtics would be fun.
Yeah.
Man, that's the thing when I bring up point guards. It's like we had him.
We had the best one.
And what he didn't realize is that we didn't want him to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We did not want Kyrie Irving to go anywhere.
It was a weird time though, too.
Well, no, he was acting like an asshole.
He is an asshole.
He was acting like an asshole.
He is an asshole, yeah.
Like, dude, like, we want you to be our guy. What are you doing? Like he just could not understand. We wanted Kyrie Irving more than we wanted Gordon Hayward. Way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah.
And it was like in his head, I think he was brainwashed like they would rather have Gordon. They don't like me. It's like, dude, we wanted to love you, but you were being an asshole.
He is. He is an asshole. He's still an asshole.
Like, man. But that would have been, because think about it. Tatum's rookie season, the year that Hayward got hurt in the first game, Kyrie was hurt in the playoffs. Go look at that lineup. Yeah. They got to Game 7 of the East Finals and lost to LeBron when LeBron was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Kyrie was not playing. Gordon Hayward was not playing. That whole playoffs, they beat Giannis. They beat Embiid. And it was a rookie Tatum, a second-year Jaylen Brown. It was Horford's first year with the team, right?
Yeah, the first time, yeah.
Terry Rozier.
Oh, yeah, Scary Terry. Yeah.
They were not, on paper, that was a team that should not have gone to Game 7 of the East Finals. They were one win away, and they lost to LeBron.
That's an Isaiah Thomas year, too, right? No, that wasn't. No, it wasn't that year.
It wasn't Isaiah Thomas. Who was the other?
There's another guy.
There's another god that they had. Oh, it was Marcus Smart.
Oh, yeah.
But think about that.
Yeah.
And Kyrie was hurt. Like, man, if you had Kyrie with this team right now, or Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, the type of plays that they are right now,
yeah,
man, they'd be unstoppable. They'd be unstoppable. It is too bad Kyrie just had to be like that. Like, we wanted him to stay. We wanted him to be here. We wanted him to want to be here, is the thing. And it almost felt like we traded for him. He never really wanted to be here. And he lied, too. You know, he got on the mic and said he was going to resign and stay here, and then just went crazy. That was a dumb time. But I would love to have... That's the piece the Celtics need. That's the piece that Brown and Tatum need. Right? That's the piece. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But hit subscribe. Follow on social media. If you got anything else, what do you got? Nothing else?
We're good.
The toughest job that I have on the show is finding a way to end it. Can never end it the right way. So let's just end it right now. See you.